Here in the Charleston chapter, we have 40 certified mentors. We cover a 4-county area, as Daryl said. We'll have in any given year about 3,000 client touches, which is an amazing amount. That's split pretty evenly amongst one-on-one mentoring or workshops, workshop attendees. The one-on-one mentoring is our forte. That's what gets our volunteers the most excited. What's fascinating to me about us as an organization is that our membership is giving back. That's why they join. And they truly want to give, and they're all experts and pros in whatever their specialty is in business.
Okay.
And so we have that expertise to give back to our clients.
Okay. Sounds like you guys are pretty engaged. At this point, what I'm going to do, John, is let's take everyone to the website.
Yes.
And then as we hit different points, you then can elaborate so that they can understand. Cousin, bring up the SCORE website, please. Now, what you want to make sure you do, ladies and gentlemen, to avoid confusion, is you put in SCORE Charleston, South Carolina, because I found out by accident, if you just put in SCORE, it takes you to the national
website. Yep.
And even though a lot of the information that's on the national is very similar, when we come to the specifics, you want to make sure that you're on SCORE Charleston. And then the first thing you're going to notice is the area in which they service. Like we said, Charleston, Berkeley, Dorchester, and Williamsburg, and nearby. But then one of the first things you come to is a mentor. Now, John, tell me, why is it important for a newly started or existing business to have a mentor?
Yeah, that's a tremendous question. And the way to begin to answer that is to share a couple of statistics with you.
Okay.
If you look at the 10-year survival rate of new business startups in South Carolina, and this applies to really any region of the country, brand new startups, the first year, 25% of them fail. 5 years out, almost 55% have failed. And out 10 years, the survival rate is only 33%. So only 1/3 of those businesses that started last 10 years.
Okay.
That, to me, speaks to the importance of mentoring and the right kind of business education. In fact, we recently did a study that showed that if a small business owner has 3 or more hours of mentoring, they see a dramatic increase in their revenues, their profits, and their sustainability. That's why it's so important to have mentoring. And avail yourself of the right kinds of educational materials to help you continue to grow as a business owner.
Now, when I say mentor, explain to me, when I come to you and say, hey, I need a mentor, what kind of questions are you going to ask me to make sure that I get the best mentor? They all are good.
Yep.
But how do I get the best, say, if I'm about to start a restaurant?
Sure. Yeah, and another great question. The way we run that process here in the Charleston chapters, any of our mentors we think has the ability to have that initial interview, that initial meeting. And that mentor then will spend a good hour to 2 hours with the client talking through what it is they're trying to do, what it is their dream is, where they are, what kind of help they think they need. If that mentor feels comfortable handling it, great. If they need to bring in some specialized expertise, we come back into the chapter and find who that person is to work with on that case.
Okay.
So that's a great way to get matched up with the kind of specialized expertise that anyone could need.
Okay. So now I've got the mentor.
Yep.
What do you recommend I do next?
Oh, wow. Great question. It depends upon the client and at what stage they are in the process. We'll see. We don't have a typical client at SCORE. We could get the person who comes to us that says, hey, I have an idea for a business. Would you help me think through it and figure out what I need to do to turn this into a business? I love helping those kinds of folks. We'll have the client that comes to us and says, hey, I've been in business for a year or two. It's not going as well as I hoped. Would you take a look at it and maybe help me think about some things I need to be doing differently? Those are quite a few of our clients. We'll get the client that comes in that says, hey, I've been in business for 5 years now. I've got an idea for a new product or a new service. I want to take my business to the next level. Help. We'll get the client that comes in and says, hey, I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm tired. I want out. My kids don't want the business. Help. So it's a wide spectrum. So no two clients are alike, and the mentoring service we provide is never the same for any two clients. We set up a plan that's tailored and unique to that individual client, that individual business. To me, that's the refreshing part of what it is that we do. And I also need to mention, this one-on-one mentoring is free, and it's confidential. Each of us, each year, signs a code of ethics statement, protecting the integrity of who we are, the integrity of who you are as a business owner, to give you the assurances that we're going to treat you and your information confidentially.
John, it's funny you should say that, because as I told you, I used to teach a small business class, and when we talk about the money part of the business, I used to tell the students, okay, here's the deal you want to make sure. When you go and talk to someone and you're showing them your business plan, make sure that you have it notarized just in case, because there are very few, but there are some unscrupulous people who will see that your idea is very good and then decide to tell you that it's worthless, and then they call up their friend and say, hey, I got an idea for you you might want to look at, So it's funny that you said that you guys sign confidentialities, and integrity is there to ensure that you do not steal someone's idea.
Oh, absolutely. and I always tell clients that you in your business life, in your business career, in your business, are constantly surrounded by people looking to take from you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's your customers, your employees. At SCORE, we're giving. We're at that stage of our careers where we're trying to help. What we get out of helping you, the client, is seeing you be successful. That's the fuel to our engine. So it's a unique and different way to get the help and expertise that you need.
Okay, so now I've come to you. You've assigned me a mentor who is definitely focused on me and knows exactly how to help me. Now, since the pandemic has occurred, what have you noticed about the trend? Has there been more people starting businesses, more people quitting businesses? What have you noticed the trend has been as, say, starting business first and then quitting?
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing, and it's changed over the last maybe 9 months, the mix, I think, as the pandemic has gone on. When the pandemic hit, about 3 months later, we received a lot of calls and a lot of inquiries of, I need a mentor to help me think through how I'm going to survive this, and how I can keep the doors open while we're going through this.
Okay.
And so at that point in time, we spent a good deal of time helping them with a lot of figuring out how to apply for a lot of the SBA programs, the PPP packages, the EIDL packages, those kinds of things. When it looked like we were getting through this thing and getting back to some degree of normalcy, then a lot of our appointments were geared toward, okay, I made it. I'm going to take a deep breath. Going through it, I recognize some things about me and my business, some things I can do differently to be better. Let's talk through those. Let's hit the ground running when we come out of it. Let's grow. Well, now we've put the brakes on again a little bit in the economy, so now we're getting some of those calls again. It's like, okay, I think I built enough of a war chest to get through it. I just need some assurances that the things that I'm doing are right, that I can survive this, whatever this next period is, 6 months, 9 months, until we begin to try to see normalcy again. So it's been a wave, a constant wave. But it's folks. The tone definitely shifted toward help me keep my business afloat. Good deal. But launching, we're beginning to see more of folks that have seen the impact. Maybe they weren't the owner of a business, but worked for a smaller business. And now, hey, I got an idea. maybe I want to talk about my idea. So we're seeing a lot of that front end stuff now, where I got some ideas, some things that I've seen that I might be able to take advantage of. Does this make sense?
Okay. I'm tired of working for that sucker because he think he's smart, but I'm smarter than him. He's making more money than I am. I think I can make a whole lot more money with what I want to do. So now I'm coming to you guys to help me start this business.
Or I have this idea of a way we can do it better.
Okay. Build that better mousetrap.
Yeah.
And they will come.
They will come.
Okay. Now let me ask you, as far as gender, does it seem like more women are starting businesses or men are about the same? What do you think?
If I just look at the last year for our appointments and mentoring, it's been about 60% women, 40% men.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you another question. Of course, I got plenty of questions to ask him. He agreed to it, so whatever. And those that are coming to you to start a business, they have experience in that particular type of business. But what are you finding the percentage of them having experience in business itself?
Great.
Marketing, finance, accounting, those functions needed.
Yep. And in fact, I see as one of the greatest hurdles that an entrepreneur / small business owner has is when they're in the idea phase, the idea stage. I got this thing that I think I can build, this thing that I think that I can do. When they're creating, that's great. That's one whole unique skill set. But there's a completely different skill set to take that idea and turn it into a viable business. And it's the very rare entrepreneur that has both skill sets in ACEs.
Okay.
And that's where we can provide a tremendous service. Zeroing in on where they are in that process and how they're best wired. Are they best wired as I'm the creator, but I really need help in figuring out how I turn this into a profitable business? I have no clue about that. We help a lot of those folks,
right.
But the flip side as well. You might have someone who's been successful in business, very good at running their business, who now wants to go down a different path in that business, and they're not the creative type.
Okay.
It's like,
I'm in trouble.
How do I do that piece? And then we'll flip and put on the other hat and help them think through the creative type things they need to be thinking and how you test that potential market to see if it makes sense.
I tell you, John, that segues us back to your website. Cousin, can you bring up that website again? So now, on the website, what John is referring to now is take a workshop.
Yes.
Now tell us about why you guys offer workshops and what kind of workshops you guys offer.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So over the years, we see many of our clients that have similar issues and concerns.
Okay.
And so we build workshops around what we think that market demand is for that knowledge and that content.
Okay.
And we've gotten pretty good at pulling together on a regular basis these types of workshops that cast a pretty wide net. And I'll give you some examples. We have 2 foundational workshops that we offer on a very frequent basis, usually every other month. One is a workshop called Are You Ready?
Okay.
And that's about an hour and a half. In fact, you'll probably even see one. There you go. Are you ready to start a business? In fact, we have one coming up next week, a live webinar. And in that workshop / webinar, we talk you through all the things you need to be thinking about if you think you want to be in business.
Great.
From I have an idea, how do I prove my concept, to how do I do market research, how do I even think about pulling a marketing plan together, how much money do I need to raise to do this, any and all of that. We cover a lot in an hour and a half, so it's kind of the 30,000-foot overview of each of those areas. But that helps the potential business owner think through everything that they need to be doing. What we typically see then is quite a few of the folks that go through that, well, number one, they'll sign up for a mentor, which is great. But then they think, all right, I really got to start pulling together a business plan. And that ties into our second foundation workshop that we offer on a regular basis. And that's writing your business plan.
Okay.
And that workshop we love to do when we can get in the room and be face-to-face with folks.
Okay.
Let's see. There you go. Right-hand side, writing your business plan.
Writing your business plan.
We're going to do it as a webinar, but still because of the COVID. In October, we've adjusted that workshop where we'll bring everybody into the webinar. We do about 20 minutes of common material, but then we'll have mentors available. And we break the group into smaller groups of 3 or 4 folks, and they go off with a mentor into a breakout group, and we actually start working through a tool we call our lean canvas template to help them start planning what it is that they're doing. That's a very popular workshop, and gets them thinking about the kinds of things they need to be thinking about and getting it down on paper.
John, I'm telling you now, you guys are just too damn smart here. You know, I mean, I'm just becoming really, really annoyed with how smart you guys are. First, you have the offering, then you start off with a mentor, and you know how to get them together. Do y'all have like a brain surgeon working with you guys to come up with the way y'all got all this thing organized and everything? I mean, because this is just too damn good to be, you know, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, we only talk to people that know what the hell they're talking about. And you can see from our conversation thus far how John has walked you through the process. He says, come to us. Let us get you a mentor. Let us answer those questions that you may have as to what kind of business, what kind of product or service I'm going to offer, who am I going to offer it to. Then he says, okay, we've got some classes that you could take to help sharpen up your business skill. Now, we know you got the technical part down, but we also understand that you may be lacking in the business. So we got classes for you. And we have specific classes designed because we realize what you guys are going to need. Ladies and gentlemen, it's there on the website. It's there for you to take advantage of. All you have to do is make yourself available and present. Remember, these people are here voluntarily. They're not getting paid. Their satisfaction is in the gratification of your success. And John already said that. So now that we've gone through a couple of those types of things, John, tell us what else SCORE might be doing for a business person.
Oh, we will periodically run programs and grant funding programs, if you will. And in fact, we launched one about 3 weeks ago. It's called our Minority and Women's Small Business Initiative.
Cousin, can you go back to the website, please?
Here it is.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's called what now?
The Minority and Women's Small Business Initiative.
Click on that bad boy.
And this is geared towards startups, minority and women. And by startup, we're defining, I have an idea, up through I'm less than a year old. I need help.
Okay.
And so it encourages hooking up with a mentor right away.
Right.
But we also received a donation from Truist Bank to provide some seed money. And so we have this program set up where people can apply for these potential grants up through October 8th of next month. Right. And we will have 3 finalists that will then compete almost in a Shark Tank kind of environment for some grant money. Okay. It's not huge grant money, but when you're starting out and you have an idea, there'll be 3 prizes: $2,000, $1,500, $1,000. Just a grant, write you a check. More importantly, it gets you connected with those folks that can help you think through your business idea. Okay. And get you set up in such a way so that when you do launch, or if you have recently launched, it increases your odds of success.
That's what I'm talking about.
You want to be one of those 33% over 10 years that survive.
Exactly.
And are thriving.
Exactly.
And that's what this program will help us do, and help the community and the small business community.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, John, what else do you think a small business person might need that you guys offer to them? We know you've got the mentoring. We know you've got the workshop.
Yeah.
We know you've got the grant program. Is there some other things that you, as you've experienced people coming into the office, what else do you think you guys can do to help the up and coming and existing business person?
Yeah, absolutely. We only mentioned a couple of our local workshops. We have other workshops that are more specific in nature and focus. For example, on the marketing side, we run a number of marketing workshops. You know, we probably run each of these maybe twice a year.
Okay.
For example, how to attract your ideal customers. We might not see those. Those wouldn't be up on our website now. We haven't. But creating your marketing plan, building your brand, and your brand that works for you.
Okay.
Supporting your sales with excellent customer service. We try to offer these at least twice a year.
Okay.
On the accounting and finance side of things, we do a series on QuickBooks and how you can best use QuickBooks.
Okay.
But then we take it, assuming you now have this financial information available to you, we run a workshop on understanding your financial statements. I find many small business owners, that's when they lock up. It's like, oh my gosh. Right, and building your financial forecast.
Okay.
And then we tie that back into, okay, now that we've got a decent set of financials, let's talk about how you can better manage your cash flow. That's a very important workshop that we offer, and one that the folks that take it get a lot of benefit out of it, and I'll share with you why that is. Many times when someone comes to us and is reaching out for help, they're strapped for cash.
Okay.
They don't know where it's going.
Okay.
They're almost reaching that point of desperation. When we sit down with them and help them and have them look at their actual cash flow, many times we can find ways where they can be saving some of their cash.
Okay.
And what they thought they were going to need is a loan from someone, turns out they just need to tighten up their operations a little bit. Right? And that gets them back on that right track.
On that track, okay.
Gets them back on that right track.
Cut down some of them visits to Hall's Chop House.
Yeah, exactly.
If we can cut that down, we can save some money for the business.
So it's spending time with your mentor, who knows what we have available to help you.
Right.
And to me, that's the most important thing of a client, to get matched up with a mentor that's there for them. I have been with SCORE for almost 5 years now. First in the Charlotte chapter, and then we moved here to Charleston.
Right.
I've been here for 2 years.
Smart decision to come to Charleston.
You got that right. My stress level went way down.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
But I have clients that I've had for 5 years now that check in with me once a quarter, just kind of to see how things are going. And to have that, we like to be that second set of eyes and ears to help our clients think through things. People ask, well, what's in it for you? Well, because you're not getting paid. I said, yeah, we are. We're getting paid 10 times over because we're helping.
Right.
And we're helping that business owner be one of those survivors and thrivers out 10 years, not one of those nasty statistics. And so when you look at our mentors, that's what we take the most pride in being there and helping.
You know, John, people who have never done it will never understand it. But, and echoing what you're saying, when I go out in a community now, and now that I no longer teach, and I meet a former student, and he or she comes to me and says, Mr. Goodman, you know, I learned how to do this in your class, and that has what helped me in my business. That's worth all of the paychecks I've gotten.
Absolutely.
You know, just to think that you made a difference in somebody's life. Because somebody made a difference in my life.
Right.
And I'm appreciative to those individuals who took the time to do that. But like I said, if people have never done it, they can never understand it. That the appreciation that you get from the success of someone you help far outweighs any monetary contribution. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
And for every client that we've helped turn that corner and prosper, I'd like to say there's another client or two that we helped avoid a disaster.
Right.
We'll get folks to come to us with this great idea, once we help them think through it, maybe all of a sudden it's not so great. So you're saving them up front some tremendous heartache and financial hardship had they launched like they thought they wanted to launch. And we might see them come back 18 months later with a different idea and some different approaches that make more sense. So for and our stats show it. For every 2 folks that we help develop a thriving business, there are probably 2 others that we save from disaster.
Spending their kids' college fund, right?
Yes. Yeah. And so that's, to me, just as equally important.
It is. Yeah. It is. Wow. John, I'm going to ask you another question.
Sure.
Let's go back to the website, cousin. Now, you talked about the specificity of types of classes.
Yes.
So if I'm narrowed down by business stage, whether I'm in business or I'm a startup or a disaster recovery.
Yeah.
So I can find classes in whatever stage I am. Do you find that to be helpful?
Absolutely.
For people to go to the right stage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And even more importantly, because that will link to a lot of the stuff that's going on nationally.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I always encourage folks to get your local mentor first.
Okay.
Because they will be tuned in to what workshop might be best suited for what your need is.
Okay.
And we'll make sure we get you in the right one if it's not one of our own local ones.
Okay.
If it's a regional one or a national one, we'll make sure we get you in the one that's best kind of serve your needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if that just flew right by you, right? Understand this. SCORE is such a gigantic organization. They've got people all over the country with all different types of expertise. So if it's not being offered locally, doesn't mean that it's not being offered. What John has just said to you is that if you look, you'll see that somewhere in the U.S. there is a SCORE class that's being offered either online, virtual, or in person that can help you answer that question that you may have. So don't just consider, well, if it's not in a local SCORE chapter, it's not being offered. No, that's not true. John is telling you that some SCORE office somewhere in the United States has a class that's very similar, if not exactly, to what you want based on the stage of your business development. I hope you got that. Now, let's go back to the website and take a look, as John identified, by topic. So you've got technology, you've got all of these different things. How do you see that helping people, John, by breaking it down now by these topics?
What I'm finding, it helps on 2 fronts. We have a number of clients that are enjoy doing this kind of search themselves.
Okay.
And they snoop for information and they look for things, and they access it directly through here.
Okay.
We have other clients that like to come to their mentor, whoever that mentor is, and says, hey, I think I might need some help in this area. What are some of the resources that are available? And we'll help them find the right package of workshops, a specialized mentor if they need it, any and all of that. And to back up about, we have this national outreach. And you might have a very specialized niche that you need with something. I can go out to Pocatello, Idaho and find a mentor that has that exact industry experience that you might need and get them involved in helping you.
Wow.
That's another reason, we're as a brand, we are preaching now one SCORE.
Okay.
Which means that we have the ability to reach out across the country and find that specialized expertise if you need it.
Right. Wow. Ladies, gentlemen, existing business owners, future business owner, why not take advantage and increase your chances of being in that 1/3 as opposed to not existing at all? It's just a simple matter of contacting Charleston SCORE, get you a mentor. That mentor will then avail you to all the information that you're going to need to be successful. Now, pausing, once again, we've got 2 types of people that start a business. One is one that has worked for someone in a business, and gain some expertise. And like John said, they came up with a better way to build that mousetrap, so now they want to dip their toe in the water and start their own business. Well, just because your mama and your sisters and brothers think it's a good idea, why don't you talk to a disinterested third party and get another opinion about the business that you want to start? They are here. Your tax dollars at work. Why not make yourself available for that? John also said that if someone in Charleston is not a perfect match for you, they will help you find somebody nationally to help you with that. They offer workshops broken down into different categories and different ways depending on what you need to once again help you be successful. Why not take advantage of it? John, tell us as we begin now to wrap things up, what else do you guys do and offer that you think would be important for a business either in the startup phase or in the existing phase?
It depends upon each individual client.
Okay.
And to me, that's the beauty and the strength in having a lead mentor, if you will.
Okay.
Because they will make sure that you have access to the resources you need for whatever path you're taking. And here in the Charleston chapter, we have 40 active mentors, all from all different experiences on all different industries, who have joined for one simple reason: they want to help and they want to give back.
Right.
And it's rare in today's world you find folks wanting to give as opposed to folks wanting to take.
Right. Right.
And as chapter chair, I'm proud of our chapter in that our folks truly are looking to give and give of their time and give of their expertise. And that's a powerful thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, as we're about to wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen, John, give us that contact information.
Sure.
We've shown them the website, so they've got
Sure.
that down. How else can they contact you guys?
You can email me directly. I'll spell it out for you. It's John, John, Meisner, Misner, at scorevolunteer.org. You can email me directly, and I'll make sure I get you send you in the direction you need to go for help. You can go to our website that you've seen. That's charlestonsc.score.org. That's a great place to go. You can go to that website and click on the button that says Request a Mentor, and you'll hear from us, and we'll get you matched up with a mentor that can help you.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you do know. And as we always say, we only talk to the people who know what the hell they're talking about, because otherwise we're just wasting your time. Well, John, thank you so very much, guy, for giving up your time to come in and put out that information that is definitely useful and needed. Now, I'm going to be required to ask you to come back like in 3 or 4 months.
Please do.
So we can update this. And, I might even, no, I'm not going to say this. I don't want to put the guy on the spot. But,
ask. You can always ask.
I think today it would be good for people to have some investment. As you and I were talking about all the wonderful things you did when you were a professor and a dean, a lot of people hear about, all this money that's being made on the stock market, but don't know, how to begin or what to do. I mean, I'm not looking at the high level of investment talk. I'm talking about, what is an investment? What's the difference between a stock and a bond? What types of companies would you think, or what type of industries would you, simple things that, as they call them, the retail stock guys would want. Should we go with Robin Hood or should we stay away from Robin Hood? Those kinds of simple things I think would be good. So just think about it.
Okay.
I don't want to commit you to it, but I see that as being something that is necessary even for small business people who may be making cash and decide, what do I do with the extra cash other than to go to Hall's Chop House?
How do I put it to work to help grow my business?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. So on that note, John, anything else finally before we close out?
No, just thank you for this opportunity to share who we are. I mean, I tell folks we're the best kept secret in the area, and shame on us that we're a secret. Because, you know, more opportunities we have to share who it is, who we are, what we do, and how we help, it's a win for everyone.
You know, John, everybody has their avenue for where they get their information from. And you guys advertise, but sometimes people are not looking in the right place.
Right.
So I would beg to differ. You guys are doing a tremendous job.
Thank you.
Because I get emails 2 or 3 times a day from you guys, but that's because I know
You're hooked into the network.
Exactly.
Yep.
So all it is now, and I'm trying to do that with this show, is to let people know where to go.
Right.
You know, case in point, I went to a hip hop event. The guy asked me to come and speak, right? So when I speak, I don't talk about my business because my business is not important.
Right.
Their business is what's important.
Yep.
So I said, how many of you guys have heard of SCORE? One person.
Yeah.
How many of you guys have heard of the SBDC? Nobody. How many of you heard about the women's business? Nobody.
Nobody.
Now, I'm saying to these guys and girls, y'all running a business. Y'all trying to sell music. Y'all trying to sell y'all professional experience, but you don't know where to go.
Right.
And that's why I said that 2 kinds of people, those that are professional in their profession, but they don't know about business, which, as you indicated so evidently, that they do need to know that part and that
Yes.
you guys are there.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of all of us putting the word out, so eventually everybody gets the word.
Yep.
So thanks, John, for what you guys do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here.